This one's immediately blasted out of play. It's taken a little bit for Cooper to find their offensive rush genes, but they are starting to show. And this is where things can get really dangerous, especially if the ball is sent ahead to Bella Grandblois, number 4. 5 goals on the year, and she has had a total of 26 shots on goal this entire season. I got to tell you, that's quite a big total for any forward in any conference game, especially in the Metro West, which it's a really top-heavy conference, led by Benil Chaska-Chan in the top 3 slots. And we'll get to the conference rankings in just a little bit here throughout the program. And here's Snapco with it. Able to get around for the moment. Good pickup. Here's Grandblois. Nice job of the double team, and Kennedy's able to force it back. This one's headed to the box. Here's Sadler. Can she get it on net? No, she can't. Great hustle by the Kennedy defense. And I believe it's number 20, Mackenzie Kane, and it was. That's a great clear right there by Flores Polito moments ago to get it right back out into the midfield. That's exactly what you want to see from your defense if you're Kennedy. Very under control are the Eagles, and they're able to turn it around in the midfield before it finally squeezes out of play towards the 50-yard line or the midfield stripe, as we get another replay here from our crew who are down in the truck doing a really great job, giving us some good looks. Cooper is lucky that that one went out of play, because Kennedy probably could have taken that one deep into their own end. Here's Loney with it. Sends this one ahead. That one is intercepted. Reneke was on the near side looking for somebody. She's open. Here's Kane. Sends it ahead. Or thought about it. Here over into the middle. And that one is going to get taken away. But here's Reneke to try and put it into the middle. And she scores! The set play for the Eagles. They're on the board first. Watch this on the replay. That has got to feel good. Most certainly does, and it's so hard to see with those numbers, and I believe that was Amaya Fierro with the goal. So how about this? The Kennedy offense putting Cooper's defense on notice. They've got some flame. And it's 26-21 for the Kennedy. Or not 26-21. I was looking at the clock. 1-0. And it's Macy Peterson, not Fierro, with the goal. And again, it's kind of hard to see those really small numbers on the front of their chests. So Peterson with the first goal of the game for the Kennedy Eagles as they take command 1-0 on Girls Soccer Night in Bloomington with just under 26 minutes to go here in the first half. And Cooper able to send it deep into the zone, but being chased down by Dominguez Castillo, number 7 for Kennedy. Fierro trying to get around the defense. Nice job working out of that edge. Is able to send it all the way to the near side. Reneke looking to settle it down, and she does, into the middle to Kane. They're going to let him play on. That's not a foul. They didn't call that. And here Sadler's able to take over and take it the other way with that pass. Look out. Here comes Grandblois. She's got a chance through the double team, and she kicks it. It's blocked. Here's the potential follow back to her, and that one's going to get plucked out of there off a deflection. That one was looking almighty dangerous, and Grandblois and Caden Camp had some pretty good looks. But Kennedy's defense with a great adjustment, kind of being thrown off of their rhythm onto their back foot, but they were able to get some key stops inside the box. As Kennedy's confidence is running real high, well, not just after their first goal scored by Macy Peterson, but it's also because of that great defensive adjustment. These Eagles are fired up as the ball goes out of play. Another throw-in for the Cooper Hawks. And that one is immediately blasted on a ricochet. And this one's blasted further down into the Cooper end. So Kennedy with a dump and chase here. And this one's just going to get pooch kicked by Jiren, the goaltender for Cooper. Haven't mentioned her really. And if Kennedy's offense continues to play the way that they have played so far in this first half, well, Jiren's going to have quite the night cut out for her, as well as the bodies in front of her on the defensive line. Here's Lone trying to send it ahead up to that far side. Kennedy able to keep it in. Trying to work it to the middle. And nice disruption by the Cooper defense. Although Kennedy's able to keep possession here. Flores Polito looking for somebody. Looking to get it to Kane, and she does, as Kane is able to settle it. Nice pressure by Sadler. This kick, oh, and that's probably going to be a foul, and it's going to go out of play. So they're going to let that one go. No foul on the play. That one was intended for Reneke, that last pass. And so it will be a throw-in by Flores Polito, number 11 for Kennedy. Tried to send that one towards the middle, but it was blocked by Amy Maya, number 15. Correction, that's Claire Snapka, number 16 again. So hard to see those numbers. Meanwhile, that one is going to get plucked away from Reneke by Amelia Villalobos. Easy enough for me to say. Gosh, some of these names, some tongue twisters in there. And this one blasted high in the air. Takes a favorable Cooper bounce. So again, the key in the midfield is to be able to settle that ball down as quickly as you can, as Sadler's able to get it right onto the foot of Dominguez Castillo moments ago. And meanwhile, here's Fierro sending it ahead. An opportunity. Oh, and a great sliding play by A.J. Jiren to take away another possible scoring play for the Kennedy Eagles, as we have another look on the replay. Well, and I'm just getting word that our replay has just crashed. And we'll try and get that up for you as soon as we can. That's obviously why the frame was still, as this one's cleared out of play to the near side. But again, even if the replay system was working, that's still a good look by our crew. Another throw-in for Flores Polito for the Kennedy Eagles. High hop for Lone, tries to settle it down, is able to get it back. Nice touch pass as this one is blasted ahead. Monson moments ago with that blast, as Cooper is able to try and get out of the defensive zone here with a good sequence, but again, interrupted by Kennedy. And credit Flores Polito. Flores Polito, very great job defensively down the stretch for the Eagles in their matchup last Tuesday against their crosstown rival, the Jefferson Jaguars. And it was a tough game for Kennedy to lose. Jefferson's defense so stout. And with the way that they play, you wouldn't even think that they are sitting with a 2-5-3 record. They really have not given up more than 2 goals on the season against anybody, and that includes Chaska and Benilde and Chanhassen. That's a pretty tall order to fill, if you ask me. And Kennedy, a much younger, much more developing team than Jefferson probably is, as Sadler now tries to get it back. He does. And that one is a great block right there by Fierro, number 2, the co-captain for the Eagles, and a Cooper throw. Caden Camp to throw it in for Cooper. Oh, nice play into Grandbois moments ago, and that by Claire Snapko, number 16, showing what she can do. But here is what Kennedy can do if they get aggressive offensively, and there's some good pressure moments ago by Fierro as this ball goes out of play. Kennedy's been able to work the middle quite nicely, although Cooper has presented a little bit of a test for them. And the only goal in this game so far, ladies and gentlemen, came off of a beautiful set play to Peterson, who knocked it through to give Kennedy the lead. And that ball is going to get handled in front of the net by A.J. Jiren, the Cooper goaltender. Pretty hard to miss her. She's got a neon safety yellow shirt and shoes. Kennedy trying to work it back to the middle. Cooper wants to bring it out to that edge. Here's Lone through the midfield for Kennedy. Lone trying to get around Grandbois. She does through a past Peterson. And here's Kane spinning around, chasing after it. And there's going to be a foul here. Good pressure by Caden Camp, though, on Kennedy's number 20, Kane. And ladies and gentlemen, this game is being covered live by our wonderful folks, all of our staff and volunteers at BEC-TV. And if you'd like to check out all the past games from this soccer season, and also the upcoming football season and other fall sports as well, including some more soccer, just go to BEC-TV.org, and here's the free kick, and that one is going to go in! How about it? And it's Lonay! Kennedy off the free kick gets their second goal in the first half. Where was this all year? How about the Kennedy Eagles? Do you believe this start? Just too tall for A.J. Giron, and the second goal of the first half is Kennedy's. So they lead 2-0.
Number 17, Izzy Lonay on a free kick.
And Lonay now has 2 goals against these Cooper Hawks. And that is Lonay's, I believe it's her 4th goal on the year for Kennedy. So Lonay, great job. And here is Lonay, speaking of, trying to get it away. Good pressure by Kennedy in the midfield. Nice job on a great drive on Fierro. He's able to provide some pressure up the middle. This one sent ahead to Sadler. Nice moves by Sadler. Able to get by one. Sadler stops. Trying to switch it back to the middle now. Sends it ahead. Grandbois. She's going to fire it deep, and that on a one-hop gets to Gabby Brown for the stop in front of the Kennedy net. And then Cooper must be pretty frustrated because they love to get inside that box and make you pay, especially with Grandbois. Kennedy's done, for the most part, a good job of taking away that box. And by the way, you want to make it easier for yourself, you start in that midfield area, and they've done terrific in that category. Lonay sends it ahead. That one kicked away from Kane to Sadler. Sadler now back to Grandbois in the middle. Nice pass off. Grandbois gets it back to Snapco now at the 40-yard line. And no foul there, so they're going to let him play on. And nice intercept for the moment by Kennedy's number 11, battling with Sadler. They're going to blow the whistle here. Flores Polito with the pressure defensively for the Kennedy Eagles. That was ruled a handball, so we're going to get a turnover, and now Kennedy's going to get a throw. How about this? And it is something of note, ladies and gentlemen. Cooper has had so many chances putting balls onto the net. I know I mentioned earlier about the impressive 26 shots on goal that Grandbois has had this year, but Kennedy, wow, they have just controlled the offensive tempo. Another chance! Oh, and she missed it! Oh, just over the top. More substitutions in for Cooper. As we get another look here, our replay system is back online. Thankfully, oh my goodness. Campos Mercado just wanted pay dirt and just couldn't get it. But that is a prime-time opportunity. That was a pretty good-looking kick, if you ask me. Definitely had the leg. Maybe not quite the placement, but let me tell you, they've got some juice. Nice job by Kennedy in the midfield, although Cooper is able to get it away here up the middle. Snapco trying to split the D. This one sent all the way down into the defensive zone. Brown runs out to grab it at the football 10-yard line. Just to the top of the soccer box. And Brown sends it back towards the midfield on the deflection. Lonay sends it back. It's Kennedy trying to get it through Cooper here, and they're going to blow this one dead. I believe a foul. And so Kennedy coming up will have an opportunity on the free kick. Or I thought they were going to have an opportunity on the free kick. And another whistle here. And probably some more contact. You know, This has been a wonderful start to our final regular season doubleheader on BEC-TV on Soccer Night in Bloomington as Kennedy comes up with another free kick opportunity here. Lonay to put it in deep, and that one's headed out nicely by Snapco. Granbois trying to settle it down. Nice job by Lonay, but Granbois was able to get by her though. And here comes Granbois. Pass ahead. Does Cooper have a chance? Towards the net, that one off the post. Rebound, score! Jordan Sadler knocks one on the board for the Cooper Hawks, and it's now 2-1. Jordan Sadler with the first Cooper goal of the first half and of the game, and it is, again, as I mentioned, 2-1. And as good as Kennedy's offensive performance has been for a good chunk of this first half, hold on a minute. Cooper is coming right at you down the pipe with some heat. And the Cooper Hawks on that last scoring play by Jordan Sadler will show you just how potent their fast break opportunities can be if they get them. How about Jordan Sadler? I believe that is her first goal on the season. Of course, I have a stat sheet in front of me, although stats are not quite updated all the time, so it's kind of iffy to tell. Meanwhile, that play could have looked iffy if Gabby Brown didn't cover, but she did, though, in front of Granbois, taking that away from her, and so goalkeeper toss coming up and did for the Kennedy Eagles. Approaching 13 minutes of play left to go here in the first half, and that's going to be ruled a foul as contact was made. And it's going to be a Cooper foul, so Kennedy, again, is going to have more offensive zone time, and to add on a free kick to all of it, yet another impressive performance being put on by the Kennedy Eagles. Here is Lonay, blasts it toward the box. High flying kick off the bar. Oh, AJ Giron saved by the bar. As Kennedy's able to keep it in, though, they got to settle this ball down. Nice job getting out of traffic with it for the moment. But Cooper gives it back to the Eagles. This one sent ahead to the box. Oh, and not able to make the awkward angle kick was number 8, Campos Mercado, I believe. We'll get a look on the replay. And that indeed was Campos Mercado. She's had some good opportunities in this game offensively as well. And not just Lonay or Peterson as well. This one sent back by Amelia Villalobos moments ago. Here's Sadler, and Sadler, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, she scored the only goal for Cooper in this game, answering a 2-0 deficit, now cutting the lead in half. And here's Granbois with an opportunity! And it's stopped by Brown. Granbois on the fast break can show you just exactly how she got that impressive stat of 26 shots on goal coming into tonight's game with plays like that, but even better positioning by Gabby Brown to shut them down. Here's Reneke with a good 50-50 ball win. This one blasted ahead towards the far corner and rolling out of play. Villalobos, number 24, for the Cooper Hawks to throw it in, as we have our score bug back on the screen. And as you can see, it is a 2-1 Kennedy lead. And 2-1 was the score of the previous meeting between these two teams, but it was Cooper with the upper hand and not Kennedy. Lonay scored the only goal for the Eagles in that contest on the road. And that contest was back on September 17th. That was a Thursday night. A big blast by Lonay, speaking of, right to AJ Giron in front of the net. Easy catch for her, is able to shut that one down. And even though A.J. Giron was able to get under that ball, you can really see how much power Lonay has with that leg of hers, or legs rather. Big build. Here's Kane. This one a little bit too far for Reneke, chasing it down into the corner and out of play. Scherber to throw it in for the Cooper Hawks. First time I've mentioned her name tonight. Kane sends it back towards the middle. This one a little bit too far. Ooh. A little bit tricky there, but Kennedy's able to settle it down. Here's Fierro trying to work around the D. Her shot to the net on a one-hop is able to get right to A.J. Giron, and she will make the play. And looking to send it the other way for the Cooper Hawks. Under 10 minutes to go here in the first half at Bloomington Stadium on Girls Soccer Night in Bloomington right here on BEC-TV. Alex Redding alongside of our crew with you. So glad you could join us for the final regular season doubleheader here on the Station of Champions as this ball goes back into the Kennedy D zone. This one blasted ahead moments ago by Jimenez Lizama, number 18 for the Eagles, and here is Kane. And that one's taken away from her, poked for the moment by Jordan Sadler moments ago, and this one, Karam's out of play. Jordan Sadler, number 8 for Cooper, had the only goal so far recorded for the Cooper Hawks, and that came after Kennedy's 2 consecutive goals. And for Kennedy, Macy Peterson scored on a set play. That made it 1-0, and then Lonay on the free kick as this ball is going to be a big roller and blasted away off the foot of Brown towards the midfield. Kennedy trying to work it through the middle. Here's Fierro trying to settle it down. No foul is going to get called there. Good battle for it on the far side by Kennedy's number 4, Susie Monson, one of the co-captains for the Eagles. Fierro sends it into the middle. This one sent ahead for Fierro, and this one's going to get immediately poked and cleared out of play by Villalobos, number 24, Amelia Villalobos for the Cooper Hawks. Has seen plenty of action back there in this game. On the defensive side of the ball, Kennedy has done an amazing job putting the offensive pressure on, especially those midfield battles. That one was a little bit wonky right off of Camp moments ago, and now here's Reneke trying to get it back to Lizama, and she sends it ahead as Kane settles it down. Able to work by the defender. Kane sends this one ahead, and that one's going to get ruled offside. Heidi Campos Mercado called for the offside. And she's had some really, really great opportunistic play in this first half, I must say, ladies and gentlemen. She's been able to find a lane and get to that back door and out. And I got to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, for a developing team like the Kennedy Eagles, as they have been all year, they are doing a stellar job against the Cooper Hawks. And Cooper has definitely been very well tested. With a couple of D1 recruits on the roster. Of course, you probably could guess who those are.
Indirect kick, indirect.
And Grandbois being one of them. Kennedy has put on a show. And I don't think there's any other way to put it, in my opinion. Of course, if you have a much different saying, feel free to let us know on our Facebook Live. And this free kick towards the box on a one-hop and taken care of by Brown nice and quickly. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to tell you, this season has been so fun, and we've had all kinds of viewers from all across the country. We had as that kick goes to Brown, we've had families in Arizona and in Maryland. So great to hear that all of you guys, no matter where you are tuning into some good soccer. We appreciate the feedback. Keep it coming, folks. We want to know where you're watching from. And hopefully we can give you a shout out. You guys help us make BEC-TV what it is. And after all, community is our last name, but of course, most certainly not our last priority. Meanwhile, Jordan Sadler looking to throw it in for Cooper as we have another substitution for the Kennedy Eagles. Number 13, Alex Munoz Rosales into the game. This one cleared out of play moments ago by Flores Polito, number 11 for the Eagles. Marion Scherber, number 9 for Cooper with the throw in here, looking to get it. And off the header as Camp sends it out of play. Kennedy with yet another throw in.
Number 19, Taylor Elford. Number 4, Miller Medal. And number 17,
Katie Valise into the game, number 17 for the Cooper Hawks. On the last set of substitutions with, of course, some more Hawks in the mix, of course. Cooper trying to figure out this tricky midfield game as Sadler tried to keep it in, but going out of play goes that ball. Kennedy has done a really good job controlling the tempo. But Cooper has answered very well. Splendid indeed. And again, the Cooper response, courtesy of Jordan Sadler on the follow-up second chance opportunity with plenty of space inside of that penalty box. Meanwhile, Fierro puts it wide and high over the net for the Kennedy Eagles. And that's just kind of been the night in the Cooper defensive zone for both Kennedy and Cooper. Kennedy having so many quality chances in this game offensively as we are now under 4 minutes to play. Villalobos, number 24, to send it back for Cooper. This one caromed right off moments ago of Mackenzie Kane. And not able to keep it in, but Kennedy will get a throw in here. Try to get the 50-50 ball settled down was number 13 moments ago, Munoz Rosales for the Kennedy Eagles. And here comes a big flock of geese over Bloomington Stadium. And meanwhile, Cooper is looking to get another present here off another goal, speaking of which. Here's Granbois having to get around the knee. Blasts way over. I got to tell you, that midfield pressure has really gotten to Cooper, but when Cooper's been able to sneak it through on the fast break, they have been able to find pay dirt. And I've mentioned it already several times on that goal by Jordan Sadler. The breakaway opportunity started it. She finished it on the follow-up second chance opportunity. Sent to the middle. This one a little bit too far for Fierro. This one kept in though, however. Munoz Rosales going after it for the Eagles, looking to send it back. She does to Kane. Touch pass to the middle. Fierro is going to wait on it. Look out! And that one is, in the nick of time, kicked away out of harm's way by Villalobos, number 24, Amelia Villalobos for the Cooper Hawks. Giron boots it the other way. And Kennedy right now trying to get it out. So far controlling nicely. Here is Lonay having a little trouble, has to give it back. This one blasted down by Polito to Fierro. I believe that was ruled a handball, of course probably unintentional, but it will be a turnover and change of possession, much needed for Cooper right now with a minute and a half remaining in this first half on Girls Soccer Night in Bloomington. As we await the free kick from number 16, Claire Snapko, the Cooper Hawks. Here is her free kick into the box. And it's toward right in front of that net. Making the play, Gabby Brown. And again, on those free kicks for Cooper that have been made inside the box, looked a little bit iffy for Kennedy at times, but however, they were able to take care of it with no drama. Although not to say that there wasn't any tension, as this one's cleared out of play. And cleared out by number 21, Faith Holmes. Faith Holmes, a freshman on defense for the Cooper Hawks. 40 seconds left in this first half at Bloomington Stadium on Girls Soccer Night in Bloomington. Glad you could be with us for the final regular season doubleheader. And a quick whistle here. And a free kick for Kennedy. Kennedy trying to hurry up. They want to make it 3-1 before intermission. Loney with the free kick. Blasts it to the net, and it is over.
10, 9,
Final 10
8,
seconds of this
7,
first half will
6,
dwindle down, and after that
5,
last free kick,
4,
that looks to do it.
3, 2,
That last free kick
1,
by Loney,
0.
and the clock has hit all zeros here at Bloomington Stadium for the first half of girls soccer night in Bloomington with a 2-1 Kennedy Eagles lead. How about this score, ladies and gentlemen? The Kennedy Eagles in an unbelievable performance with the offensive juggernaut they have been able to show in this first half. 2 goals, and coming in succession. It all started with a set piece and put in by Maisie Peterson, and then it was Loney on the free kick to make it a 2-goal game for the Kennedy Eagles. And then on the fast break, Cooper got it into the box. It was deflected, but then Sadler put it right back in space on the follow-up second chance goal. And that is how we have arrived at the 2-1 score we currently see at intermission. We're going to go ahead and step aside here on BEC-TV Girls Soccer Night in Bloomington, and we will be right back to start the second half right after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Girls Soccer Night in Bloomington here at Bloomington Stadium on BEC-TV as the Kennedy Eagles with a unbelievable offensive show concluding the first half of play as they lead the Cooper Hawks 2-1. And everybody, I'm Alex Redding alongside of our crew here on this gorgeous Thursday night for soccer, and we have lucked out on pretty much every game this year with the weather. And I do hear in my ear from our director, Paul Fournier, we have some highlights for you on tap. Let's go ahead and roll those as soon as we can. And it was a very, very interesting first half. And for Kennedy, they got it going early on as we take a look here. And that SWAT save by Gabby Brown in front of the net. One of the many great plays Kennedy would make. A lot of great rushes, and then this would be the first goal of the game. Blasted in by number 6, Maisie Peterson, and here's Kennedy's second goal. And, just out of her hands was that kick by Lone. On the free kick, Kennedy would go up 2-0. And that one sailed high. Kennedy had a lot of offensive chances in this first half, including that last replay. And then this, I believe, and it was the only Cooper goal of the game, off the post to Sadler to make it 2-1. And a lucky break for Cooper. And then this play was shut down by Gabby Brown in front of the net. That last kick by Grandbois. So it was a very active offensive first half. Gabby Brown, not the usual starter for Kennedy in net, but she has done a stellar job in front for the Kennedy Eagles. Well, as this is the final regular season game for either of these two teams, it is time to look ahead to the playoffs. And I know I mentioned it earlier in the broadcast that we would go over the section standings for both Kennedy and Cooper. Cooper is in section 5-2A, and Kennedy is in section 3A, 3 single A that is. And Kennedy is in a mighty, mighty big section. Holy Angels leads the section with a 4-0 section record and a 9-0 unbeaten record overall. Holy Angels is the number 2 team in 1A in the state of Minnesota. The only team better than them is the Benilde St. Margaret Red Knights, and we have seen them on more than one occasion here at Bloomington Stadium. And by the way, I am just getting a word from our producer and director tonight, Paul Fournier. He is tracking the Jefferson-Benilde game out in Benilde. And the score right now, and it is 1-1. It is a tie. And so Benilde definitely being given a run for their money by that Jefferson defense, as we saw Jefferson play Benilde probably better than anybody in conference this year, if you can remember way back when they were here at Bloomington Stadium on Girls Soccer Night in Bloomington. Josh Powers and I, along with our crew, were there for that game. And like that game that I probably recommend that you guys should watch, all of the games are available on our website at BEC-TV.org. And also our Facebook page at facebook.com/BEC-TV. So feel free to binge all of the boys and girls Soccer Night in Bloomington games all you like. That was some game defensively for the Jefferson Jaguars. And they are definitely fired up coming off of a big win against the Kennedy Eagles last Tuesday in the final regular season meeting and the final meeting of the crosstown rivalry we like to call the Battle of Bloomington, as we are underway here in the second half. And going back to those section standings, Cooper is currently unranked in their section, although they do check in at number 4. They have not played any section games. And neither has Kennedy. And Kennedy is the first to the last, and they have a big section, although with Kennedy not being ranked, we'll really see how that comes down. And down to business as we get going with the playoffs, which hopefully should start up soon. Again, I believe Monday the brackets will be announced by the high school league, so stay tuned. And especially to our website at BEC-TV.org. It's on the scorebug at the top of your screen to the left, and that you can check out for more information regarding coverage for the upcoming section playoffs. And also, due to the COVID restrictions in the Minnesota State High School League decision, they decided that there is not going to be a state tournament. They will only play section tournaments. And this one kicked high and then shoveled all the way over the goal, off the hands of Brown. As we get another look here at this big blast. believe that was Snapco. Actually, that one hit the bar, excuse me. Another great look by our crew here on this Thursday night. And so wrapping up the section talk in this game, Cooper plays a 2A section. They have Champlin Park, Mounds View, Roseville, Spring Lake Park, Osseo, Irondale, and Park Center. And Champlin Park, one of the heavy hitters, and look out, here comes Kennedy the other way. Maisie Peterson trying to dangle the edge. Maisie Peterson trying to force a corner kick. And it will be a corner kick. The officials wanting to double check, and they will call it a corner. So how about this? The Kennedy Eagles will have their first corner kick of the half. Great job by Maisie Peterson toward the north end zone, or the north side of the pitch, as Isabella Loney, number 17 for the Kennedy Eagles, to put it in here off the free kick. We are getting a little bit of a wind pickup now. So on the corner kick, this one set towards the middle. Fierro trying to settle it down, chasing after it. Blasted, and this one high, rainbowing over the net by Flores Polito, number 11. She was very active in the first half. As we get another look here on the replay, that ball sky high, way over the net, and A.J. Giron, the Cooper goaltender. And for Kennedy's section, they are in a single A section. They've played a double A schedule all year, so they are definitely well battle tested. It's going to be very interesting to see how they do within their enormous section. You have Holy Angels, St. Paul Highland Park, Visitation, Simley, Trinity, South St. Paul, Hiawatha Collegiate, New Life Academy, St. Croix Lutheran, St. Paul Academy, Minneapolis Roosevelt. Is this guy going to stop talking already? Richfield, which is on fire. The Twin Cities Academy, Great River Squad, St. Paul Humboldt, and Nova Classical Academy. Talk about stacking the section. Jeez, oh Pete. Meanwhile, Isabella Loney gets ready for yet another Kennedy free kick with a last-second substitution for Cooper. Out on the soccer pitch now for the Hawks, number 5, Emma Dyson. The officials waiting for everybody to get set. Loney looking to keep that scoring touch going. She scored one in the first half earlier, sends it into the box, and that one is way too hot to handle. Number 20 for Kennedy, Mackenzie Kane, was trying for a header on that, but it was way too hot and too high and too far, or whatever you want to call it.
And for the Hawks, number 5, Emma Dyson.
Cooper now looking to send it back the other way here on this goal kick. And Villalobos to do the honors for the Cooper Hawks. She's been very busy with the throw-ins and, of course, those kicks as well for Cooper. And not quite able to keep it in was Emma Dyson on the near side for the Cooper Hawks. And that will constitute a throw-in for the Kennedy Eagles, and from the co-captain, Susie Monson, number 4. Kennedy trying to poke it in through, and here's Kane. And that ball goes out of bounds, having been chased by number 7, Dominguez Castillo, as we get another look from our crew. And yet another ball going out of play towards the near corner. Another throw in for Cooper. We're going to get a quick whistle here. So Cooper is going to do the throw-in once again. Grandbois, number 4 for the Cooper Hawks, is now out there as the ball is thrown in. Here's Sadler with it. Try to send it back for Grandbois. And it deflects off of a Kennedy Eagle, so it will stay with the Cooper Hawks as we get another look here. Here's Sadler. And right off of Kennedy's number 4, Susie Monson on the near side. And there is Claire Snapko for the Cooper Hawks. Claire Snapko, one of the junior middies, as she sends it deep into Kennedy's zone. Granbois trying to settle down. Here's Sadler trying to put some moves on, but so tough is that defense for Kennedy. And now the ball is cleared towards the midfield. And Cooper are able to keep it away for the moment from Munoz Rosales, number 13, moments ago. Here's Lonay. She sends a little touch pass ahead. This one blasted back further into the Cooper zone as the lights have come on at Bloomington Stadium. This one towards the corner and just rolling out of play. It will stay with the Kennedy Eagles. And this one yet again cleared towards that far corner by Cooper's defense. Kennedy starting to turn it on a little bit as it's thrown in once again. Granbois trying to battle for it, able to break out. That pass caroms around, and that shot is immediately blocked. And Cooper trying to keep it in, but cannot as it trickles out of play on that far side. Munoz Rosales with the throw-in for the Kennedy Eagles, and Granbois with a nice header out towards the midfield. This one sent back to Lonay on a hop, then blasted by a Cooper player. Again, both teams trying to really settle that ball down into the midfield as it goes out of play. That was one of our keys to the game, is to be able to settle that ball down into the midfield. If you're able to do that, you're pretty much able to control the tempo throughout the remainder of the game in which you are playing. And Kennedy has been able to do that very nicely, as we have seen here so far in this contest. Trying to send it in here on a set play. Header off the defender towards the center of the net and out away towards the edge of that box, as Kennedy almost had an opportunity to send someone right up in there for a possible set play as the ball goes out of bounds. Kennedy continuing right where they left off in the first half of that great offensive performance. That constant pressure has made Cooper crack a couple of times, one on the free kick and then one on a beautiful set piece to open up scoring for either of the two teams. And that score was courtesy of Maisie Peterson, number 6 for the Eagles. Here's Granbois. Oh, trying to work around the defense, not quite able to though. Here's Fierro with it through the midfield. Able to put the brakes on as Fierro sends it into the middle and interrupted by Sadler. Kane sends it ahead. This one with a boot high into the air from number 25, and we don't have her name in the program. We will work on getting that information to you. And again, I do apologize if there are one or two names that are not in our program that match the numbers out there. As this one is sent back towards Jiren, who will grab that grounder and will send it away. A reminder, ladies and gentlemen, that Soccer Night in Bloomington is definitely not over after this match. Stick around, because the boys will hit the soccer pitch at 7:15 tonight. Don't miss it. It's going to be the Kennedy and Cooper Boys Edition to wrap up our season of doubleheaders here at Bloomington Stadium on BEC-TV as this ball trickles out of play. Granbois trying to keep it in. It's been a really tough night for her, although she's worked hard. She's made some good plays in this game. Give her credit. Sadler with the throw in to Granbois, back to Sadler on the return, and then that one poked out of play by Maisie Peterson, number 6 for the Eagles. Under 30 minutes to go in the second half at Bloomington Stadium on the final regular season meeting between the Kennedy Eagles and the Cooper Hawks on Girls Soccer Night in Bloomington. Nice battle for it on the near side, but nice moves. Here's Snapco trying to get after it, but Kane is able to take it away. Looks like we're going to get a foul here. And it's going to be against Cooper. Snapco is going to get called for as we get a look on the replay. And it appeared she grabbed her arm at the very end, and that will constitute a foul most definitely. And so Kennedy with a free kick coming up. And Dominguez Castillo is going to boot the free kick as we get another look at that foul. You can see right there, watch Snapco grab Mackenzie Kane's arm. That constituted the foul right there. Another great look by our crew tonight. Man, our crew is on fire. As you got a nice long look at that sequence, and of course the official explaining to Snapco and Kane why the foul was called. And so I think that's a good job by the official of being able to calm things down and give a little explanation. Of course, Snapco didn't think it was, and there was some argument. And of course, I mean, nobody's going to like if they have a foul called on them. I mean, when is somebody like the foul called on them? Meanwhile, that one on a one-hop gets right to Jiren as she takes care of it in front of the net as we get another look here on the replay. Jiren has been plenty busy throughout this game, although she's made some pretty good stops as Gabby Brown. Meanwhile, the other goaltender on the other side of the pitch for the Kennedy Eagles runs out into the box, making the play moments ago. And this is not a good sign for Kennedy. Lonay is sitting down on the turf. Maybe some cramps. That's what I'm hoping. Hopefully it's nothing serious, but it looks to be just that. And ladies and gentlemen, while we have this quick break, let's go over some of the conference standings. I mentioned the section playoff standings a little bit earlier, but this Metro West season has been a rowdy one. And of course, we start with the top contender in the Metro West. There are our district standings on the bottom right corner of your screen there for you. The Benilde St. Margaret Red Knights 9-1 overall in conference. All games amongst soccer teams in the state of Minnesota are being played in conference due to COVID restrictions. The Chaska Hawks are 8-3. They are number 2. Chanhassen at 7-2-1 at the third spot. Cooper is in fourth place. And right now they are in danger of becoming 3-7-1 if they don't turn it around really quickly. And Kennedy at the bottom there at 0-7-3. They're probably going to get their first win tonight to be 1-7-3. St. Louis Park at number 6. And I know I'm kind of going out of order here. St. Louis Park with a 2-6-2 record. And how about them Jaguars? At 2-5-3, Jefferson picked up a critical win against Kennedy in the Battle of Bloomington last Tuesday night right here on BEC-TV. That was one of their only 2 wins on the year. And right now they are giving Benilde St. Margaret on the road a run for their freaking money. And Jefferson did drop their first meeting against Benilde 1-0 here at Bloomington Stadium, but that game, there were so many great chances for Jefferson. And I felt it should have ended in a tie, but what happens, happens, as the old saying goes. So Lonay being helped up. And ladies and gentlemen, if the section and district standings weren't enough, we're going to feed you some of the top 10 rankings for Class 1A. So Class Single A across the state of Minnesota. And, you know, we mentioned Benilde St. Margaret leading the standings in the Metro West as the top 10 rankings are right there for you on your screen. The Benilde St. Margaret Red Knights lead the pack at 8-1. And the Academy of Holy Angels, 8-0, undefeated on the season. And Holy Angels is in Kennedy's Section 3A. Then it's Blake at the third spot, Matamidi, Visitation, Totino Grace, Hill Murray, Rochester Lords, Waconia at 8-0-1. And how about Cloquet Carlton at 9-1-0? That will round out the Class A top 10 across the state of Minnesota. So after that quick, and I say quick in quotation marks, injury timeout, hopefully Lonay is okay after being shaken up. We are almost ready to resume play with 28 minutes, 52 seconds on the clock here at Bloomington Stadium on Girls Soccer Night in Bloomington. Gabby Brown with the kick for the Kennedy Eagles. Gabby Brown playing in her last regular season home game and game period for the Kennedy Eagles. She's done well. And Brianna Dotter, the usual starter for the Kennedy Eagles. Of course, Gabby Brown getting the start tonight. And meanwhile, here's a battle for the ball on the near side. How about Mackenzie Kane battling for it? And I believe we're going to get a whistle on some contact. Also on that last sequence, pretty good job by Jordan Sadler, number 8 for Cooper. She's played really aggressively in this game, but hasn't been out of control. She has been rewarded with Cooper's only goal of the game. And that followed the first 2 consecutive Kennedy goals. That was on a follow-up second chance opportunity. If you remember, in the first half, ladies and gentlemen, if you were with us, Jordan Sadler made it a 2-1 game on that second chance goal shot. Meanwhile, here come the Cooper Hawks into the attacking zone. Try to feed it through for Sadler. And a bump there as the ball goes out of bounds. Maisie Peterson, number 6, to throw it in for Kennedy. She scored the very first goal of the game for either of these two teams, and the first for Kennedy on a very nice-looking set piece. Nice header by Snapco. And then successively to Sadler. How about that? Keeping the ball in. Here's Grandbois. Tried to send it to the near side and does to Snapco. Being chased by Kane. Snapco to the middle and then cleared out. I got to tell you, that is a routine-looking play right there. That's a great player, too, to make that play. Ruthie J.C., number 15. She has been a stud for these Kennedy Eagles, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Ruthie J.C., only a sophomore, but she don't play like it. Meanwhile, Kennedy is able to clear this one high and deep away from the box. Reneke playing some good straight-up D there, putting the pressure on moments ago to Kiera Snapco. Kiera Snapco, the younger of the two Snapcos, as this one's popped high in the air. Fierro trying to settle it down. And no foul on that last collision. They will play on. This one blasted deep into the Kennedy zone. As Cooper trying to get through with it. And here's Grandball. Lost the ball for a moment, but she's able to recover. Sends it deep into the box for Sadler. And she scores! Sadler ahead. It was an onside play. Jordan Sadler, a deuce, and she ties the game with 25 minutes, 41 seconds to go. We are not done yet, ladies and gentlemen. Here is a look at the replay. And just froze. Absolutely just froze. Gabby Brown in front of the net, and that slot area has been so deadly for Cooper. When they've been beat, and they can beat teams that way, and it's a deadly result, as we just saw. And really, that slot area is the go-to spot. If you want to get some near-automatic goals, that's where you go. So a tie game as Jordan Sadler knocks in her second of the night. And that is the second consecutive goal scored in this game by either of the two teams by Jordan Sadler. She has now gone back-to-back for the Cooper Hawks. Her first goal, as I've mentioned before, came in the first half on a fast break off of the second chance opportunity, and she got a great break into the slot. Now the game is tied. Meanwhile, this one is pooched into the box and will take a few hops out of play. So the Cooper Hawks throwing a wrench into this Kennedy lead that has been exciting, as I was trying to say, is this one is right now in the favor of the Cooper Hawks. Momentum-wise, the offense has done a really good job of turning it around. And really right now for Kennedy, what's hurt them was that Lonay injury earlier. She doesn't appear to be too serious, but she has not come into the game. And looking at Isabella Lonay on the bench, she has her coat on. So she's going to be trying to warm up for a while. And of course, if you're Cooper, that's the perfect time to attack, because Lonay, with one of the top goal-scoring totals on the year for these Kennedy Eagles, it's definitely a little present for Cooper. Of course, it's an unfortunate present because the player is injured, of course, but it is a break nonetheless when you take away one of those huge key pieces offensively. So Cooper now with the change in possession. Here is Sadler. Sadler. Nice move around the defense. Trying to work it to the middle, and it is rejected right at point-blank range. And you can credit Lisbeth Dominguez-Castillo with the stand-up block. Defensively, Castillo has played a really nice game, especially on plays in which you just saw moments ago as Snapco makes the long trot out to grab the ball and put it in play. The older Snapco, that is Claire Snapco, the junior midfielder. And it will be a Cooper corner. Cooper with an opportunity to take the lead. Here in the second half, Snapco into the box, and that header, a little bit iffy. Cooper trying to settle it around. Kennedy making it difficult, and they're able to clear it out of the box. But look out! That shot goes wide, and luckily for Kennedy, Kennedy able to breathe easier after that one. A huge sigh of relief. Cooper definitely had a second chance to try and put one on net, and they tried to there. They did, near the net, but it went wide. So Cooper trying to get it out of the midfield. Nice pass to Grambois. Here she is, trying to feed it ahead. Trying to go to Sadler, but instead intercepting it for the moment was Susie Monson before it went out of play. A quick timeout is called for another substitution. And Ella Camp, number 6, comes into the game for the Cooper Hawks. And Cooper's done nicely with those rotations as well. Here's Granbois. And Granbois not quite able to work out of it completely. That's going to be a hard foul right there. As Granbois was working off of number 15, Ruthie JC, as we get another look here on the replay. In this game, I got to tell you, after that last foul, it has had its moments of physicality. This game has been highly competitive, and you know what? It's been one of the entertaining games of the year on BEC-TV, I got to tell you, to watch here at Bloomington Stadium. It's been a treat. And of course, something that most of us would expect from the regular season finale or a finale of anything. Here's Fierro trying to settle it down, as Sadler was able to get that one away. Kennedy able to keep it in, though. This one blasted off a Cooper player as Dominguez Castillo tried to keep it in, and does for the Kennedy Eagles, as this one goes out of play on the far side. Just getting a scoring update from our producer, Paul Fournier, tracking the Jefferson and Benilde matchup. On the road, the Jefferson Jaguars are still tied with the Red Knights 1-1, as we are already getting into the latter half of the second half in that game. And Jefferson again, will they beat the Benilde St. Margaret Red Knights, or will they tie? It's a possibility. And especially how the Jefferson Jaguars played a couple of nights ago offensively. They look to probably take their matchup against Benilde on the road tonight. Wouldn't that be something, as that one is popped right to A.J. Giron in front, which he's able to settle it down routinely. Ball stays in to the attacking zone for Kennedy. Nice pass back. Kennedy trying to work it into the middle. Nice disruption by Cooper. Fed in front to Fierro! And in front, Giron blocked it, still alive. Follow-up goal is over. And it's Maisie Peterson with a follow-up opportunity that did not go. Fierro charged right into the slot. JC. And I don't know why I said JC. Giron, rather, on the deck as that follow-up ball kicked way over the net by Maisie Peterson. And she scored the first goal of this game for either of the two teams, as I've mentioned previously, I'm sure multiple times. And it was on a pretty good-looking set piece. Near disaster averted for the Cooper Hawks as they cling to that 2-2 tie. And approaching the 18-minute mark here at Bloomington Stadium on Girls Soccer Night in Bloomington, as this one is blasted to the midfield. Kennedy trying to keep it in, and I believe there was a foul called on the far side, and so it will stay with the Cooper Hawks. Free kick upcoming for Cooper. Right at the football 50-yard line. And the free kick towards the box, and running out to grab it on a two-hop is Gabby Brown as she looks to send it the other way. And speaking of these football lines on the field, ladies and gentlemen, we have our first football broadcast. I'm so excited. I got to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it feels so close. It feels hours away, even though it's not, as Kennedy takes on Minneapolis Washburn tomorrow night right here on BEC-TV. Check our website at BEC-TV.org for coverage details as we look to kick off an incredible but shortened season of football across the state of Minnesota. Here's a header. Peterson trying to settle it down. Looking for an outlet, tries to send it in. Kane lost it. She's still fighting for it. She has it. That pass is deflected. And here's Grandbois going after it. Nice play to get it right to her teammates as this one is cleared all the way towards the midfield. The one trying to keep it in and did was number 7 moments ago, Dominguez Castillo for Kennedy. Here's Fierro with a shove from behind. No foul called. This one popped high in the air. Off the head of Kane. This one settled down by Cooper. Grandblog trying to get it. Passes it ahead. This one taken away. Dominguez Castillo. But great hustle on the near side, however, by Jordan Sadler as the ball goes out of play. We're going to get a stoppage in play. The officials trying to make sure that they get the correct ruling here as we get a couple of more subs onto the field. Number 19 for Cooper is in the game. We do not have her number or name in the program. And also, you know what? That's a great thing to see if you're Kennedy, by the way, too. The last set of subs, guess who is back out on the soccer pitch? Ladies and gentlemen, that is Isabella Loney, and Kennedy is like going, oh yeah, right now. She's probably thinking the same thing, too, because it's a good feeling when you get back in the game when you've been taken out for a little while, of course. So it's a good thing that Loney was able to work out that last shake-up, I guess you could call it that, as this one's thrown in. Snapco in a battle with it on the far side as Kennedy is able to disrupt nicely. That one cleared immediately out of play by Flores Polito, number 11 for the Eagles. That clock seems like it couldn't go any slower at this point for either of these two teams. Now 15 minutes or under 15 to go in this game. No foul there. They'll play on. Sent ahead to Reneke. And then that one is intercepted from behind number 25. Again, another number and name that we don't have in the program. And look out! An opportunity for Kennedy. Oh, and a great save as Jiren shuts her down. On the doorstep, a potential goal for Mackenzie Kane denied. AJ Jiren with a great spot to position herself in. Shuts down that Kennedy rush, and this ball going out of play. The crowd on their feet making some noise for the Kennedy Eagles. As they should be. The offensive unit has found a spark in Lonay with the corner kick. Lonay is such a spark for this offensive unit. And you can tell whenever she's out there, everyone gets a morale boost. Even the fans, and Lonay to put it in off the corner kick for Kennedy. All the way to the box, and it is grabbed in traffic by AJ Jiren. Great couple of plays by AJ Jiren moments ago, stopping the goal, or possible goal rather, by number 20 for Kennedy, Mackenzie Kane, and then grabbing the ball in traffic off the free kick. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Wow, that's a great save standing up. AJ Jiren with some great plays in this game like the one you just saw. Well done. Ball now blasted into the attacking zone for Cooper. Trying to work through Sadler was Susie Monson. Sadler to Grandbois. Grandbois trying to get it towards the middle. That one too far for Sadler, and then it is cleared towards the midfield. Cooper trying to settle it down. Mackenzie Kane with the ball now for the Kennedy Eagles. Here she comes. Look out from behind. Got bumped by Sadler. They're going to play on. And she was looking for a foul, but to no avail. I think they are going to call it. And so Kennedy will maintain possession here. And we're going to go ahead and get another look on the replay here. Watch Mackenzie Kane. It's a little shove from behind by Jordan Sadler. Meanwhile, that ball bounces all the way to AJ Jiren to the side of the net. High hop in the midfield as Cooper is now able to, or tried to settle it down. Here's Castillo with it. Passes ahead. Lonay to the slot. That one disrupted. Now Grandbois trying to turn it around. That one is going to get deflected toward the other side of the pitch. And Grandbois trying to work out of that, but she cannot. This one blasted by Kane on a hooking ball. And blasted by Cooper's number 25, who we do not have in the program name or number-wise. We are still working on that for you. And here's Kennedy on the defense. Polito chasing after it, and a successful clear defensively for the Kennedy Eagles. And we are going to get a break for some more substitutions here. With just under 11 minutes to go here in the second half on Girls Soccer Night in Bloomington, right here, only on the Station of Champions. This one high in the air. Fierro back into the game for the Kennedy Eagles. That collision there is going to draw a foul, and it is determined that it was against the Eagles, as we are going to have another look here. And Cameron Reneke called for the foul. And so that will constitute a Cooper free kick. And to do the duty, it is Claire Snapco to the box of the free kick. Header and a hop in front, shut down by Brown. Another look here on the replay. Shows a great header by Grandbois, but an even better position by Gabby Brown. And Gabby Brown, really nice job as Kennedy's goalkeeper tonight, getting the start over Jordan Sadler, Brianna Daughter. And we have a Cooper Hawk down as we get a look at the last play here. Good hustle by Fierro. And Villalobos went down awkwardly as the play clock will stop for the injury. She gets up under her own accord. And walking gingerly over towards the trainer. Hope she's okay. And she has played a good game. And getting an applause from both the Kennedy and Cooper fans. Great sportsmanship here at Bloomington Stadium. You know, that's one of the great things, one of the fun things about high school sports. And meanwhile, for Kennedy, Maisie Peterson, number 6, to throw it in for the Eagles. And we're going to wait just one more second because we got one last-second substitution, obviously, coming in for Villalobos. That's number 5, Emma Dyson for the Cooper Hawks. Peterson gets us started again. Ranke sends it back. And then it was stolen by Grandbois. Grandbois trying to work out of this one, but somehow keeping it in and blasting it down to the other end of the pitch was Jordan Sadler, who has scored the only 2 goals registered for the Hawks in this game, and that currently, as it stands, is enough to keep this one a tie game. But Cooper obviously looking for that tiebreaker, and again, because of COVID rules, no overtime. And look out, that one is cleared by Snapco. A key clear, great hustle by Claire Snapco to get rid of it. As Kennedy was looking dangerous right there with another big rush offensively. Fierro, that one sent across, and that one will go out of play. Probably looking to get it to Villegas Mendoza, number 3 for Kennedy, as we get another Cooper substitution. And that Cooper substitution, ladies and gentlemen, Amelia Villalobos is back into the game. Great to see that she's doing good. Just a little bit shaken up there about a couple of possessions ago. Good thing that she's back there for Cooper, because with that big body, especially if Cooper gets an opportunity for a corner kick, they may have to bring that defensive player up just a little bit. But the key right now for Cooper is, can they settle the ball down into the midfield to get it into the attacking zone and get into a situation where they can force a corner, which has been very challenging throughout this game. And meanwhile, Cooper is going to have a chance at doing that, as they do, off the free kick courtesy of Claire Snapco. Kane looking to get around Grandbois, sends it deep all the way towards Reneke, and then is poked away from her as Cooper is able to try and get this one going in the transition game. Kennedy able to intercept. Fierro with it. Tries to settle it down. And then this one is blasted back over towards the midfield and passed into the offensive zone for Cooper. Look out! But in the nick of time on one-on-one coverage, number 11, Flores Polito, was there. We're going to get a foul here on the play as we get another look at the last sequence, courtesy of our great crew, giving us some really good replay looks tonight. Kane tried to get it into the middle, but that last ball was cleared way out into the attacking zone for Cooper. Monson being chased by Sadler, sends it back to the middle. Loney through the middle, sends it ahead to Kane. Lost it off the touch, and Snapco able to get it back to her teammate. And oh my goodness, Villalobos blasted Kane moments ago, that deflected ball. As Kennedy trying to keep it in, but cannot, as it goes out of play on the far side. Both of these teams have got to hustle. Approaching 6 minutes to go. This clock will not stop unless for an injury. And that one going right directly out of play. So Kennedy now will get the throw in. as they do throw it in. And yet both teams not really able to quite keep it in on that far side. And that narrative definitely is going to continue. Oh, back the other way it comes. Quick change of player as Kennedy wanted somebody else to throw it in. Here's Fierro up ahead. Kennedy's got an offensive rush. She sends it ahead. Set play in front, and it is going to get scooped up in front of Mackenzie Kane, who almost would have had a chance to deliver a strike on the net. A very threatening play moments ago offensively for the Kennedy Eagles. Mackenzie Kane had it robbed in front of her by A.J. Gier and the Cooper goaltender, but Cooper, here they come the other way. Grandblaw with it. Sends it back out. Here's Sadler. This a winding ball towards the middle of the box. Gets by traffic and being pursued by number 7, Caden Camphor. The Robbinsdale Cooper Hawks, as well as Villegas Mendoza moments ago for the Kennedy Eagles. Number 3 in navy blue and white. And here is Mendoza. Trying to dribble through this tough Cooper D. And as it trickles out of play, the clock is now under 5 minutes. You gotta hurry. And this game is stuck in a 2-2 tie. Kennedy is searching for its first win of the season. And Robbinsdale Cooper looking for its 4th. Robbinsdale Cooper having trouble. But they're able to settle it down here, and here's Snapco able to blast it deep the other way. And a good pursuit on the far side as Flores Polito is able to clear it out of play for the Kennedy Eagles, number 11. Clock is now under 4 minutes. Gotta hurry. And Cooper right now has the upper hand offensively. They are threatening. And a throw in deep inside Kennedy territory. Sadler lost it. And here come the Kennedy Eagles, and I believe that's going to be a whistle, and there's going to be a turnover, and that's going to be off of a foul. And so here is a free kick opportunity for Cooper. Grandblaw looking to make the free kick. And here is Grandblaw to the net, and it is going to go to Brown. It was deflected in traffic, and Gabby Brown with the save in the clutch for the Kennedy Eagles as we get a look on the replay. She has had just about the best game that you can have for a senior during your last regular season game, or start for that matter. A.J. Gier able to get to that ball before the rush got in too deep. Meanwhile, this battle on the near side is going to go out of play, but Kennedy's going to win the throw in here. And I also just got word that Jefferson and Benil tied as that game wrapped up 1-1. So how about them Jags? And shocking the Benilde St. Margaret Red Knights, Jefferson will move to 2-5-4 on the year, wrapping up a terrific season. Maybe not necessarily in the record column, but they showed some great defense that is up there with really any top contender across the state of Minnesota, or even the conference for that matter. They did such a great job this year defensively. It took them a little while at the beginning of the season to turn it on, but they did, and they did so magnificently. And 2 stellar games played against one of the top teams across the state and the number 1 team in Class Single A at now 8-1-1 following the recent result against the Jefferson Jaguars. Meanwhile, a blast by Snapco goes way, way out there and nowhere even near the net. And ooh. And that one is going to, oh, ouch. Maisie Peterson got mazed by that ball, and I mean hard. That is a tough, tough kick to wear, and she wore it one of the worst places that you could. So she's going to head off. They're going to look at her. Obviously, some aspect of concussion protocol has to come into somebody's mind. We definitely hope that she is okay. And there is 1 minute 11 seconds left to go here on Girls Soccer Night in Bloomington remaining on the clock. Both of these teams are tied at 2. Robbinsdale Cooper scored the last 2 goals, and that came courtesy of Jordan Sadler, one in the first half and one in the second half. And Cooper's corner, a chance to win here, and that one goes way wide. And that follow-up is going to get blasted up and through the football uprights. Nowhere near being.
1 minute remaining in the second half. 1 minute.
And as I was about to finish saying, nowhere near the net where she wanted to put it. That header kept in for the moment by Snapco, but here's Lonay. Kennedy's able to turn on the offensive jets. Lonay tries to squeeze it through, and that one is cleared. And we're going to get, I believe it's a handball or a foul. But either way, it's going to be a free kick for Kennedy. Under 30 seconds to go. We got to hurry. And here is, oh no, a steal! And it's Grandblaw! Gets by one. Grandblaw, then intercepted by Kane. Kane trying to take it to the midfield. Blasted ahead. They've got Granacki and Fierro. Can they finish it out? No, they cannot. Out of time on Girls Soccer Night in Bloomington. A tie game. What a finish to tonight's matchup. The Kennedy Eagles with a dominant offensive start in the first half. It all started with that great set play right to the foot of Maisie Peterson that opened up the game 1-0. Then it was a goal kick by Isabella Lonay off of the free kick that would give Kennedy a 2-0 lead. Then off of a fast break on the rebound, put back shot, Jordan Sadler made it 2-1 at the half. And then Jordan Sadler would then score her second consecutive goal between either of these two teams in the second half, tying the game at 2, and that is where we will finish on Girls Soccer Night in Bloomington. And a great regular season finale for the girls. And stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, the boys are coming up at 7:15. Don't miss it. And I also get some word from my ear that we have some highlights. And let's go ahead and take a look at those now. And there were a lot of chances in this game to score, especially in the second half. But as you could see there moments ago, on the first highlight we showed, Sadler put it in for the Cooper Hawks from short range. Now about A.J. Giron, she got plenty of work here in the second half, and that was another great save by Giron. She'd have to make plenty of those, especially Gabby Brown. She did a great job tonight. Usually the backup goaltender starting tonight as a senior in the final regular season home game, as that concludes the second half highlights package. And there are going to be plenty more highlights to come here on BEC-TV Soccer Night in Bloomington doubleheader. The girls match ends in a 2-2 tie. The boys at 7:15, as I mentioned earlier, Kennedy and Cooper about to throw it down in the boys edition about in a few moments. Well, for our crew, this is Alex Redding saying so long from Bloomington Stadium as the Kennedy Eagles and Cooper Hawks tie this one.